Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 25 live feed spoilers. This is the pressure cooker, the minutes after edition. There are probably some super fans that are just like comatose at the time in which we're recording this.
Yeah, there's probably a reason it hasn't come back for all these years. It's long.
Really, really long. This is one of the first times that I can remember where I went to sleep at some point overnight and I thought there was a chance the comp would still be going when I woke up, and lo and behold, that is actually what happened.
Yep.
This was It's long, it's drawn out. There is a lot to get into. We just found out who won HoH a mere matter of minutes ago. We'll try to make sense of that. We'll try to make sense of the BB power of invincibility and whatever it can do moving forward.
And we'll try to make sense of who could possibly be the nominees. It's such a question mark.
This whole week is gonna be I have no idea really what's gonna happen, what's gonna unfold. It's If you're rooting for chaos, I guess congratulations, you're gonna get what you want, maybe, question mark.
Yeah, or if you're just rooting for not having like a unanimous house that's all going to be voting out Heisem like
Uh,
just happened. You just want something that's a little bit different, then this is probably the week for you.
Unanimous votes and shout outs during the voting are the bane of my existence. I cannot repeat any of this enough. Okay, we'll get into all this and talk about saying goodbye to Isam, and I'm getting my hard hat ready for all of the comments that are going to come my
All right.
way after all this. But before we do go any further, join our Patreon. We have a link in the description below. Monday nights, we have live streams going over there talking about Big Brother. Also, here at the channel, we are in the midst of Only Murders in the Building Season 3, a really, really fun, crazy season, and we are nearing the end of Justified City Primeval. If you want a really thrilling couple of hours of TV, like, the whole season's been good, but it's setting up for something that could be great.
Yeah, that finale's coming up next week. And we're also doing What We Do in the Shadows if you're just looking for like such a laugh. That
Yeah,
show is so funny. Okay, so
yeah.
Heisem, he's gone. He got evicted. It's unanimous.
Okay. There was a lot of flip-flopping. I appreciate them at least giving us some content for the shows. I appreciate Heisem being a good sport after his exit. Now, okay, I'm ready for it, everybody.
All right, here we go.
I'm sad that Heisem is gone. Sure, he's arrogant. Sure, he's blunt. Has the most intense diary rooms quite possibly I've ever seen. Isn't that unique? Isn't that in a way kind of what we want on Big Brother? Would you rather have somebody like Cameron in the game who just doesn't really do that much other than make us uncomfortable? Like, Heisem was good for the show. I've said it. You can come for me. I just think he is the sort of character who is valuable.
Yeah, I'm not a Heisem fan, but
Yeah.
I am a fan of chaos and just people there that really want to play. And Cameron, I'm not saying he doesn't want to play, but he kind of just hasn't really been doing anything, which isn't really that fun to watch.
No, like, Heisem, he campaigned a lot.
Mhm.
Felicia, Izzy, and Suri, they entertained the idea of flipping. Like, we saw a real effort that went down to the last minute. And of course, Heisem going over Cameron, not to step on our toes of what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on, but there are huge, huge ramifications this week when it comes to this.
Yeah, Foolish and Suri and Izzy, they did entertain, possibly keeping Heist until the very end. But Corey and to some extent Jared were just like, they're not into it. They just thought that it was going to alienate other players. And they could be right. It's hard to know.
Well, goodbye, Heisem. You do not get to re-enter the house. You do not collect $200. You do not pass go. This is the end of your game.
Yep.
Now, the BB power of invincibility is coming into this. Now, I've had to do some research on this in my head overnight because, like, this is kind of confusing. So we'll try to sort of set the table.
Mhm.
So 4 people voted by America the country, not the person, but 4 people voted by America will compete next week. Voting closes on the 28th. The results are going to be revealed next Thursday. The winner will be able to use the power to keep someone from being evicted, including themselves at one of the 2 evictions. Here is where I got a little bit confused, was just the idea of, okay, if the results of this vote aren't coming out until next Thursday, how is this going to be eligible to then use on the August 31st eviction? Is it going to be like pre-taped for the Thursday show? Like, how does all of that work? I was really confused about this for a while, but this does seem like, and you guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if something else comes out, but it seems like it's eligible for next week.
Yeah. Okay, so we had Kesar coming in to introduce the pressure cooker, which makes a ton of sense after what happened to him with the pressure cooker last
Yeah.
time. So, I mean, it was scary verse themed. Most people, other than like Corey in America, just didn't really have a clue what it was. I mean, the last time we saw it was so long ago. I
Yeah.
mean, but it does kind of set the table for how many people in there have been watching the show since the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not a lot of doing your research people on this season.
Yeah. Okay. So Sari and Jared were the first 2 out. It's easy to kind of imagine that maybe Jared threw it since he didn't want to like show his cards at this point. But, Big Brother players were hit with like cold blasts and lights going on and off and all kinds of scary verse.
The scary verse for me would just be doing this comp. With me and my cerebral palsy, I cannot hold on to a button for an hour. I'm not even sure I can hold on to the button for 30 minutes. Sari and Jared probably would have beaten me if I'm just like being totally honest here.
I would have killed this competition. I'm a former funeral
Yeah.
director, and I used to be on my feet for like 14, 16 hours a day. I would have absolutely killed this competition. I can stand forever.
Congratulations, then you can be the new HoH. I'm going to get punished and embarrassed by going out first.
Yeah.
Izzy was out not too long after Sari and Jared. Big Brother then started to play loud music. Like, things start going deep into the night. Like, I don't know if this is a highlight or a low light. I don't know if they're even going to show this on the show. At one point, Matt had to use the bathroom, so he did. That's all I want to say on that in the middle of the competition.
You really wanted to win. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and so this is just later and later and later. I mean, good on you people for really trying to win. Like, I will say that first and foremost.
Yeah, I mean, this went on overnight. Like Matt said, this just ended like not that long ago when we started this video. So, the final 4 were Nicole and Jag and America and Cameron. And, we saw Jag sort of briefly dozing off in the morning, and he finished 4th.
I feel really bad for Jag. I mean, he fought really, really hard for this. He's endured the chicken punishment. He was just on the block. He won the veto. Obviously, he's my guy, so it was just like an extra little bit of a dagger in the heart, like to be on there for that long and then go out at that point.
Yeah.
And to go out the way in which you go out, where you just start to lose your focus and start to just like go off into dreamland halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? People need to sleep.
Bad smells just like start to pipe through this place. It's like this is a very unpleasant experience. Like, I'm sure after the fact, it's something where you can be like, I was in the pressure cooker. I was in there longer than 12 hours, pat myself on the back. I'm a hero. But like, these are hours I would never want to remember for any period of time longer than that.
Yeah, I feel like BB production probably thought that the, loud noises and cold blasts and bad smells was going to be enough to like wrap this up a little bit faster than the last time, but that really wasn't the case.
All right, so Nicole finished in 3rd. That left us with the showdown of America and Cameron. Now, I will say for me personally, I was rooting for America. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. It's just somebody who knew the pressure cooker, somebody who was excited about. I wanted to see America win this so that like her Big Brother superfan dream could come true. Dot dot dot. But that is not the case.
Yeah, and I mean, she had mentioned before that she had once held a button for 48 hours or 46 hours or whatever it was, that
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, she has this in the bag. And she really did show that she had what it took to go the distance. And, she didn't end up winning. Cameron was like, I could be here for days. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, like, who knows if that's really true or not. And the record for it almost got broken by like just minutes.
Yeah, it's if I found out after the fact that I'm sure Big Brother will tell them that they were minutes away from breaking this,
I know.
I would be so upset. I would be almost as upset as I was losing the comp. I would have been like, I want to put me in Big Brother history books. Cameron is the HoH. Everybody, if you are a Cameron hater, be prepared. Get your hard hat on. This is not going to be a particularly easy week. I mean, I will give him credit. He was on the block twice. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sure he felt like he really needed to win it. If I was in his position, I probably would too.
Yeah, I mean, we're, talking about noms. It's really hard to know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he's it's a really tricky position because, we saw a little bit on the show these past couple of episodes, Cameron talking a little bit about after Heisem left, he could end up sort of becoming a professor in some sort of way, a
Mhm.
replacement professor, if you will. And Suri and Felicia tried to sort of placate him a little bit. And, that may be enough. Like, Jag and Blue could end up being the targets just because it could end up sort of being an easy play for him, where some people, at least on the Suri side, don't get that upset with him. Like, he could consider Jared, but like, let's be honest here. Like, Sari is going to convince him otherwise. I do not believe that Cameron is going to be able to stand up to like a master game player when he has done almost nothing strategically.
It's really hard to know what he's gonna do. I mean, he could go completely rogue and put up Felicia. I mean, she just put him up, but I mean, he's been on the block for 2 weeks, so it's just I don't really know where he stands, and I don't know that he really knows where he stands at this point because he has been put up multiple times now, and I mean, we're still kind of early on in the game.
It's true. It's this is going to be a I don't want to say it's going to be a fun week because I've already attested I am not a Cameron fan. This is going to be a difficult week for that, but there are, I'm sure, a certain number of people out there that are just sort of like, you know what, it's good for other people in the house to have power. It's good to kind of create other storylines, to test players, to see kind of what they're going to end up doing in a situation where they actually feel a little bit desperate. Like, what if Izzy gets in danger for whatever reason? Is she going to spill the beans on Sari and Jared?
Yeah, this is the interesting thing about this week is Cameron kind of, he's sort of has allegiances, sort of, kind of. It's hard to know with him. So I mean, he really could decide to take a really big swing this week because he just who knows what he's doing.
Okay, it's time to be really hypocritical, everybody,
Oh.
because yeah, who doesn't love hypocrites, right? Okay, and I will admit that I can certainly be one, but let's just think about this for a moment. If, let's say, Sari won this head of household, and then someone else got the power of invincibility and used it to make sure that Sari couldn't get anybody out this week, I think a lot of us would be really, really mad because Sari is popular, and it's like, okay, Sari, she won the pressure cooker, and she doesn't even get to get her target out. Like, if Cameron is not able to get his target out because of this power, and he spent over 13 hours doing this pressure cooker and won it, I would self evict like on the spot. I would pull a Shima. I don't know what I would do. I would be so unbelievably mad.
I can't even express how mad I would be. It's this competition is really hard. Really hard.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it hasn't been on every season like OTEV or anything else that we've seen. It is extremely hard. So it's tough to win that, and then there's this power that's going to be out there that could just unravel everything, make you a huge target. You're going to go next, like all that kind that we've seen that happen so many times on the show.
And I think that's why, for at least a little while, I really thought that this power wasn't going to be, usable this week, because it's just like you guys are going to put this on the pressure cooker, but feels like that's going to happen. So we'll wait and see what sort of
Mhm.
drama comes along with that.
Yep.
We'll be back soon with more Big Brother 25 live feed coverage. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, join our Patreon. Our link is in the description below for that.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you here next time.